Hello everyone, this is my first episode of my Road to Ace Rank series. This is something new I'm trying, so if you enjoy it, like, subscribe, and I'm going to try and comment as I go along, so enjoy the gameplay. We started in USJ at Fire Zone, pretty decent starting position, one of my favourites, but it's not my favourite map. Got some early loot before some combat started, so we wanted to go over and get that dealt with as early as possible. Not too bad a fight, we didn't lose anyone, and we did decent amounts of damage, meaning we could take out the teams quickly, and that went fairly well. The only thing that then bothered us was a compress, which is a bit of back and forth, but luckily we managed to get him down fairly quickly, and then move on to other areas on the map, see if there's anything going on. Not a lot happened for a bit, and then we met a Uraraka. Their teammate had gone somewhere, so they were a solo, so it wasn't too difficult to take them out. Meant another person was taken away. That meant there were 13 people left in 6 teams. Then not a lot happened until late game. We got into a fight with quite a large number of teams. It was quite a close circle, so it wasn't much we could do about that, but it did mean we got some decent damage off. They had a lot of grappling characters, so it was quite hard, but we managed to get away. And then it started to get a bit weird nearer the end of the fight. A combat with the Endeavour was hard, especially with another compress. It did mean I ended up getting taken out, but luckily my teammates were sort of staying out of the very, very middle of the combat, which was good, which meant that we could wait for a little bit, and then my teammates ended up reviving me later on in the game. And then that meant we could move on to the late game, the very late game, which was only a solo Toga. Luckily we managed to take her out fairly quickly before the zone kicked in, and then that was a very hard fought win. That meant we had some pretty decent rank going into the next game, because we managed to get lots of damage and stay alive for as long as possible. Pretty good overall. That meant we got up to the next rank. That meant we could move on to the next game. This one, not a lot happened until the late game. As you can see, I was revived because my levels were quite low. This didn't help really. It meant that we were disadvantaged in the long run. My teammate luckily hadn't gotten any damage, so they were high level, but even so our teammate had left earlier in the game. It meant that we didn't have the firepower we needed against the other teams, as most of them were max level or slightly lower. That meant that we ended up hoping our teammate could do some decent damage, and they did fairly well. They ended up getting taken out eventually, but they did lots of damage. We placed reasonably high, top 50%, which meant we got some decent ranks. Ranked up again into amateur rank. Fairly decent game. Then it went a little bit downhill. Got decent damage as back go, but didn't place as highly as we could, which meant we got quite a bit of rank, but then an early takeout in a game I played very poorly as Toga meant that we actually finished in 7th of the 8 teams. Ended up getting a tiny bit of rank, which was alright. Same happened again in the game as Bakugo. We were first or second team taken out, which was disappointing. It meant that we actually ended up losing rank overall. Not much, because we were luckily in a lower rank, but still disappointing. And then we moved on to a game as Kendo, one of my favourite characters to play. This one went slightly better. An overextension in the early game meant that me and the Endeavour ended up getting taken out, but our Midoriya teammate did very well, picked up the Endeavour, ended up reviving both of us in a pretty good spot, seeing as there was a large box next to us, meant we were able to loot up a little bit before going back into the fight, get some levels. Not a lot happened until the late game, where we got into quite a big fight, and my other teammates got taken out. I managed to clutch up for as long as I could, but I had an Endeavour and an All Might coming in from both angles, and when you're playing Kendo, your shield could only hold so much, so we ended up getting taken out. Fairly decent rank though, so we got some points. And that ends our first episode of Road to Ranked. We ended up getting some pretty decent games. We ended up ranking up twice, which meant we were now in amateur rank. Put us in good stead, ready for the rest of the ranked journey. So that was pretty good. This was quite a heavily edited video, it took a while, so I'd appreciate it if you could like the video, subscribe if you can, and comment on any feedback that you have, because I'd really like to know how I can improve my videos and how I can make them better for you guys. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.